Hi, I'm Tiffany Johannes with REMAX Executive and Charlotte Home Experts. Thanks for joining me tonight. Our topic of tonight's webinar is 5 ways to cash in on your equity. There are different ways you can do it. In today's market, it's been pretty tough. So I really wanted to walk through and explain several different ideas and options that we've come up with that our buyers and sellers are really utilizing to take advantage of today's market. We've got all-time low interest rates, and the prices have continued to rise. So we've got that supply and demand balance that we're going to talk about as well when we get to the update part of it. But to get started, there are 5 key features that we want to talk about tonight. The first is traditional sales. The second is rentals. The third is a new program called Knock. The fourth is another program that's relatively new called Ribbon. And then retirement. I know we all can't wait to get to retirement, but let's get started with traditional sale. So a lot of sellers don't even think about the equity they have in their current home. In today's market, we know that 69% of those owners of properties across our area have 50+% of equity, and an actual 38% don't have a mortgage. I know it must be nice, and you have that cash, and you can actually utilize that in certain instances to purchase your new home before you sell your existing home. That is one way that you can leverage yourself. Others may be able to take advantage of having 2 mortgages for a very short period of time and not have to sell your current home in order to buy a new home. Contingencies are not happening in today's market, but that traditional sale piece of being able to offer cash or own 2 homes at one time is the traditional sale piece. We all know about that, not why you came tonight probably. The next component is rentals. We have a lot of rentals in our marketplace, not only through our MLS, but all over. And I'm seeing a lot of sellers saying, you know what, Tiffany, I want to take advantage of the market. I want to find a way to sell, but I can't buy right away. I don't want to buy right away. I want to sit on the market and see what happens or on the sidelines. So if you're going to rent in today's market, there are a number of properties out there. Yes, prices have gone up on what you'll pay. And the size-wise of homes is probably a little bit smaller than your current home. Typically 1,000 to 2,000 square feet is where the majority of rental homes are. Market is down a little bit in MLS, but there are some non-traditional ways to find rentals. So if you're thinking, you know what, I want to rent, but I'm not quite sure where to get started, you can check with us because we often have some ideas or suggestions or know of places that can be short-term or long-term rentals. In today's market of Airbnb, there are all kinds of great options out there that you might not even think about that allows you to cash in on the equity you have today and rent until you're ready to make that next purchase, whether you're moving somewhere or relocating or just going to stick around and want a better deal later on. Those are the ways you can do it from a rental standpoint. Our next option is Knock, and it's a relatively new player in the field. Knock actually has a home swap program. And what Knock does with the home swap program is they will take and get you pre-approved for their mortgage. So it's not your own mortgage, it's their mortgage with Knock. And when they are doing that, what they end up doing is being able to get you approved for your new home before you sell your existing home with a very special program. And that program you do have to pay a fee for. It's about 1.6% of your purchase price, but that 1.6% of your purchase price lets you get into your new home with the convenience of selling your old home later. You don't have to worry about the showings. Or even if you need to get your house prepared to show, they even have up to $25,000 that they will put into that program so that you have the ability to fix up your home to get the most amount of money out of your home in today's market. Knock is a great program for someone who is transitioning up, and it's just one of the 2 incredibly great new programs that are out there. Next up is the Ribbon program. You've heard me talk about Ribbon before. Ribbon's been around for a while, and they've continued to evolve and create better and new programs as they've seen what happens in our marketplace. In today's market, Ribbon allows you to put a cash offer in, non-contingent, before you sell your existing home, as long as you're pre-approved to buy a new home. And you can use any lender you want. You can use any agent you want. They will put a non-contingent cash offer and allow you to compete. And you might say, in today's market, am I going to be able to go over asking price? Well, the answer is yes. And I say that because they have an appraisal protection program as well. That appraisal protection program gives you a home value that you can go up to in the bidding process for a new home, and they will guarantee that it will appraise for that amount, or they'll pay the seller the difference. Guaranteeing an appraisal in today's market. That means a lot. To use this program before you sell your existing home, you're going to pay a fee to do it. 1% if we can close on the same day for your new home that you get your mortgage. 2% if you want to stay in your home for a while and they're going to buy that house for you and hold it for up to 6 months. And during that 6 months, even though prices are going up, they're not going to charge you that extra money when you go to purchase the house from them. And all of the money involved in the transaction automatically rolls over to your purchase. So Ribbon really has created a very unique product out there. I love their appraisal protection, and I love that they give options that you can get a guaranteed offer with no contingencies on the appraisal with them, and even compete if you didn't even have to sell your house and pay a 1% fee. In today's market, when the prices are going up 2% per month in some cases, and interest rates are going up, this is a good program to look at, and I encourage you to do so. So much so that we have set up a seller protection program that we would like to share with you. The link is down below, and it really just explains a little bit more in detail what Ribbon is and offers the opportunity for you to set up a time to meet with us. It's a great opportunity to really talk through how you can use Ribbon to buy your new home before you sell your existing. So think about that Ribbon component. And then as we are looking at the other options, you've got retirement. Retirement living is something I think we all strive for. And when we're talking about retirement, one of the things that you always think of is, do I want to go to a 55 plus community? We have plenty of them throughout Charlotte. If you have any questions regarding 55 plus communities anywhere in our region, reach out to me. On average, they're about $422,500 is the price point. They have tons of amenities and tons of options, and they seem to be lots of fun from the clients that I've talked to. As we work through that, the other component of retirement sometimes is you're looking for a retirement community, whether it's a resort style living or whether you need some assisted care. There are options in our Charlotte market. And if you want to explore those options, there are plenty of them. They've built a lot of new ones throughout our region, both in North Carolina and South Carolina. And they typically are doing a fee to where you're paying a monthly rent to have your food cooked for you, to have the services provided by the community, to have access to a lot, and to be close to friends and to make connections. So if you're thinking about your options, those are the options. I'm just going to recap them real quick. We talked about traditional sale. We talked about rentals. We talked about knock. We talked about Ribbon. And then we talked about retirement. If any of those are ideas that you want to explore further, don't hesitate to reach out to me, because I'm happy to walk you through the process to figure out which one might be the right strategy for you. And also to talk about what kind of equity you have in your home today. Our market has made a lot of changes over the last year, and now we're going to roll over into that market update. So we're going to talk about prices, we're going to talk about days on the market, and we're going to talk about inventory. So as we get started on prices, man, I just can't believe where our market has gone and where everyone across the country has gone in terms of prices. Our prices in our area have gone up 27.7% since last year, May this time, 18.1% since year to date. Yes, I said 27.7% since May of last year and 18.1%. So if you haven't been really keeping your thumb on the market, that should be a big shock, because that's a lot. You might say there's going to be a housing bubble or something's going to change. Well, I'm here to tell you it's low inventory and low interest rates is driving this, and the builders can't keep up. We've got a supply and demand issue, which we'll talk about in a few minutes. Next is days on the market. Days on the market are really like 15 to 18 days. Y'all, can you believe it? 15 to 18 days. That is really half of what it was last year. When you look at the numbers, the minute someone's putting their house on the market, if it's in decent shape, reasonable price, area that people want to be in, we end up seeing multiple offers, sometimes even before it goes on the market. As a coming soon, no show, people are making offers that haven't seen the property. There's a lot going on in our market. If you want to talk about days on the market and strategy, I'm here. And then finally, as we're going through, let's talk about inventory and listings. Well, inventory is down almost 70%. But the good news is new listings, they've gone up the last 2 months. So we've seen 8.5% and 10% increase in new listings. So more and more sellers are getting out there, putting their houses on the market. And that's a really good thing for what's going on in the economy today. And I say that because we've got a supply and demand issue. And it's not easily solved. The supply and demand issue is basically the span of a 14-year period that we've had where we've had lower amounts of building than we have in any other time in this country's history. And so if we're not building new construction, which we didn't during the Great Recession, every year, we're not keeping up with the creation of new households. We're not keeping up with the demand for housing. And so the builders can't build quick enough. Even if lumber prices continue to come down, which they had skyrocketed, and now they're starting to come down a little bit, and permitting processes go well, land development goes well, supply chain goes well, builders can't build fast enough to keep up with the amount of buyers looking for homes. In today's market, it's really tough if you're looking for a home and you're looking for new construction, or you're looking for an existing home and you're competing with buyers. So if you're a seller out there and you're looking for opportunity, it's here. If you're from a buy side standpoint, a couple of these programs like Ribbon could really make a difference in you winning your opportunity. So if you're thinking about making a change and you're thinking about the supply and demand of what's happening right now, interest rates are going to start ticking up a little bit. I think the Feds just met recently, and all indications are interest rates are going to start ticking back up a little bit. They'll probably only get to about 3.5% to 3.8% by this time next year. But that's a growth compared to where we've been at the all-time lows here recently. And if prices continue to go up 2% or more a month, putting off selling because the market's so hot might not be the best idea. So if you're wondering about how you can best win in today's market, we're here to help you find that winning solution. I hope the information we've provided today was what you were looking for and gives you some ideas if you're thinking about cashing in on your equity or you're wondering about what was happening in today's market. I'm Tiffany Johannes with RE/MAX Executive and Charlotte Home Experts. And if there's anything I can do to help you, don't hesitate to reach out. It's never too early to start strategizing about what your future looks like. I appreciate your time tonight, and thank you so much.